You're watching Scorching and Swearing with your host, Brandon Swear.
What's going on? Welcome on into another amazing episode of Scorching and Swearing. I'm your host, Brandon Swear, and up tonight we have one sauce on deck. This one here is a very special limited edition, limited release sauce. Now, each year it does get different, so if you might have caught 2024's version of this when I reviewed it last year in December, this one here is, well, the 2025 edition. And this one here is from Freaky Ferments. This is winter warmer, and this one is done with Lockwood distillery. And the beauty of this here is they take their ghost sauce and then they barrel age it inside a different distillery. This year happens to be Lockwood's, one of their barrels. Looking forward to jumping on into this one. I'm super excited for it as I used this one last year for not only spicing up my food and my salads and all the things in between, but also went very surprisingly well in, say, a mixed drink. So this would be a great addition if you are one of those individuals that likes to spice up your mixed drinks. Great visual tail on the label there. I mean, great graphics. Love how you actually can see on the sides of there, lock on there, wood there, distillery. I mean, beautifully done. Nice. I like that flaking. And yes, you do get a wax dipped sealed bottle. Very fun, very enjoyable. Also one that could easily be, kept as a collector's piece. However, if you're going to do that, you might as well at least get more than one bottle so you can at least enjoy and experience the sauce. So let's go ahead and open this up. It does have a perforation pull tab on the side to break you free from all the wax seal, so you don't have to worry about getting adventurous with a knife. Actually, I forgot to give this thing a good shake. How dare I? Got too eager to jump in here. Give this one a good shake and open it on up. All right. So, as to be expected, the bottle does come with a flow restrictor. So I'm going to go ahead and pop that off for the sake of the pour. From an aroma standpoint, I'm salivating like crazy. This is just very pepper forward, funky notes that you're picking up here from that longer fermentation process that this sauce undergoes. A little bit of smokiness. You're definitely picking up what smells like, the onions and the bell peppers, and definitely picking up some of that nice ghost overall body in that aroma standpoint. But let's go ahead and give this one a good pour here. Now, bright, beautiful red color on this sauce. Nice flow on there. Medium consistency. And voila, look at the hold on that spoon. Heaping tablespoon. Cheers. Oh my goodness. Silky smooth is the first thing that you will experience whenever you're eating this sauce. Then it goes from this nice silky smooth feel into a nice, bold, funky body that is just carrying forward and getting a little bit of onions. You're definitely picking up the addition of the Lockwood in this because it gives it a much more kind of like a smoky, earthy note to the front half. And then as you're carried through, you get that pepper body coming forward, really starts to park itself at the back of the throat. Turn up the dial and let it just roll in. Absolutely beautiful sauce here. Now, once again, this sauce is definitely going to be one that could easily lend itself to being added into, say, like an old fashioned, and really be able to still enjoy, not only your drink, but also adding some spice to it and not having any kind of clash. That layer of depth, that layer of savoriness is going to be able to lend itself well there. I mean, this is going to be an absolute home run for anyone that's, wanting to add this to your traditional go-tos of tacos, burgers, pizzas, sandwiches. Pretty much this is a very versatile sauce in that stint. Now, Areas I might not lean to using it first would probably only be desserts. Could it work in there? Sure. Would that be my first go-to? Not necessarily. Drinks, foods, that's going to be more of where I position this sauce to be shining best at. Now, from an overall initial heat, right off the bat, you're graced with the great overall flavor and body carrying forward on this sauce. Just, a very subtle front of the mouth burn, sizzle, if you will. And then from there, the burn hands off. And when it does, it really starts to park towards the back of the throat, turn things up. Absolutely beautiful. Nothing really feeling it in the chest, nothing in the stomach, but a nice overall back of the throat, intense burn with a nice front of the mouth overall, just sizzle going on. Now, if you have had the summer heat from Freaky Ferments, I would say this is probably just almost on par with that. So would I say it's hotter than summer heat? No, but definitely right up there. It's definitely got a slight edge over, say, the traditional Ghost, even though I know this is still the same. It's just the way that the flavors are carrying through on this that you're able to really feel that slight notch up. It's bringing you in from a flavor standpoint. It's locking into your taste buds, and it's turning up the dial. So phenomenal stuff there. Absolutely knocked it out of the park, Freaky Ferments. Now, if you are just starting out, could you get away with using the sauce? Yes, but in moderation, worked into food. But if you have been constantly working on your own personal best, you're constantly pushing yourself, this is a nice medium to high heat sauce, depending on where your tolerance is at. Now, for me, I'm going to be lathering this thing up all day long on, burgers, tacos, burritos, and sandwiches, pizza, you name it, it's going on it. This thing is an easy grab, easy go-to to be able to enjoy and put to work. So let's go ahead and read off some ingredients here. So this is Winter Warmer 2025. This is aged with Lockwood Distillery bourbon barrels. Ingredients are bell peppers, ghost peppers, Carolina Reaper peppers, onions, shallots, garlic, salt, apple cider vinegar, and xanthan gum. Phenomenal job there. Absolutely amazing. I love the overall funkiness from that fermentation. I love the addition to the bourbon barrel aged in this sauce. It really makes that initial front flavor stand out more, and you're picking it up throughout it. It is just more noticeable on that initial front half, and then that really helps transition into the overall heat and flavor and the burn, and it just makes everything kind of intensify and amplify for the better. So absolutely love that. If you would like to pick this up, I would highly recommend doing so because it is a limited item. I'll have the direct link down below for it, as well as a link to the main site so you can check out the full lineup of Freaky Ferments products. Highly recommend you checking those out. I'm Brandon Swear, and from everything from the world of hot, this has been Scorching and Swearing.
This has been Scorching and Swearing with your host, Brandon Swear.